So you're going to have to forgive me if I seem a little bit glossier than usual, a little bit more damp than I usually appear to be. I just got out of the shower, and I was thinking about this the entire time I was in there. Something that I posted over on Facebook, I want to say about a week ago now. If you follow me over there, you probably have seen this post already. But I was talking about how the sis and I were out, traversing the local buses, the, bus routes and everything back on like this past Saturday or whatever it was. And how we encountered this couple. I didn't go into full detail, but I was basically saying if you're the type of person like this couple who feel like there's nothing wrong with pointing fingers at people, bullying people, making fun of people in public, trying to, get everyone sort of rallied against somebody because of something you don't like, whether it be, the color of the person's skin, whether it be the person's sexual persuasion, whether it be that they, might be homeless and cannot afford a roof over their head, have to live out in, a nature-surrounded environment, succumb to the weather, and might have an odor or something like that. You're an asshole. If you're going to depict that kind of behavior, if you're going to be that type of person, you're a scumbag. And as far as I'm concerned, you are undeserving of anyone ever befriending you, being compassionate towards you, relating to you, being there in your time of need. Go it alone because you're a piece of shit. And the reason I'm so sort of hot and bothered about this is because it's not only homeless people who my sister and I interact with and such like that, other strangers as well, that I see getting this kind of behavior. But we spent like 4 hours out in the heat the other day, and I admit I was kind of stankin'. I have a hereditary condition, based on my lineage, which goes back to old Italy and Sicily and everything like that. I was born in the U.S., but that's my, heritage and everything like that. And there are hereditary concerns that play into my being a hefty guy. Weight issues, health issues, and predominantly an issue with, heat and heat exhaustion, being very susceptible to heat exhaustion, dehydration, because I sweat an excessive amount. So on this particular day, I know I was stankin', but I get on this bus, and this couple are going, to the nth degree to make a big, no pun intended, stink about it, putting their shirt over their nose. Oh my God, we gotta get off this bus, and just treating me like shit, a complete stranger, because of an issue I have nothing, no way to combat. Even as I was in the shower, this is kind of what, premeditated my thought process. Even as I am in the shower, any day of the week, I am perspiring as I'm trying to wash myself, clean myself, keep, hygienated, if you will. I think I invented a word. And it's something I cannot combat. It's something I can't do anything about. I can go to the nth degree and try to spray on, nice smelly colognes and whatever like that, but I don't bother because it's just who I am. That's me. Deal with it. Fuck off. And I mean, to see people who are my contemporaries and older, what are supposed to be adults. I feel very young at heart, but I'm like 36 years old as I record this now. And I'm sitting there and I'm seeing these people, got to be in their mid-40s to early 50s, acting like elementary school kids in this way. And I've seen and witnessed similar people doing the same kinds of things to homeless people my sister and I are, acquainted with and talk to regularly, or people that are complete strangers that are in a bad situation. You can tell are in a bad situation. And I just don't get the disdain. I don't get the judgment. I don't get where people are coming from. Like these people's, their own shit doesn't stink or something like that. They're high and mighty. They are born without sweat pores. I don't know what the hell they think right they have to go and belittle somebody else and try to make a public spectacle out of it. Especially when it's, concerning people who just can't help whatever plight they've befallen into. And so, I just want to let people know out there, this is a condition that, people that have an excessive amount of sweat and everything like that, people who have to worry about when they were back in school, oh my God, the smelly kid, whatever like that. We all go through it. It's something that in the mass majority, a lot of people go through, even people without weight problems and those hereditary issues. People can go through this all the time. You're not alone in that. And quite frankly, I don't give a flying fuck what anybody has to say about me because, this is my life. I'm living it the best way I can. And I'm never going to see these people again anyway. you know, that kind of situation. Or maybe I'll run into them on the bus another time. And, you know, why should I live my life predominantly in a negative mindset? I don't ever think negatively toward others in the sense that, you know, I'm going to call that person a name, or I'm going to say something about that person. Even if there's somebody, you know, we run into people who like to get drunk and you know, fit chased and everything like that at our local bus depot, for example, people who are both homeless and or not, you know, so-called adults who just like to get completely drunk out of their mind on weekends, and this is what they find acceptable. They smoke, they stink. I'm still not going to point a finger at that person in a public venue, in a public forum, and belittle them and attack them. This is not mature behavior. And if you can't be better than that, if you can't strive to be empathetic toward others, you know, this is a point that I've come across, especially over the last couple of weeks, that I've said time and again, there is a sorely lacking amount of empathy in the world right now, where you can envision yourself in the shoes of the other person, rather than, you know, it's kind of akin to that old phrase, cliche though it may be, treat others as you would wish to be treated. If you're going to treat people like shit, you deserve what you get, because eventually you're going to sniff up the wrong tree, bark up the wrong tree, and it's going to hand your ass to you. And nobody, you know, nobody who acts like that is worth wasting time on with negative emotions, feeling bad about yourself, spending any time being concerned with, because there's so much better in your life. You can find friends online. You might have friends in your real life. You might have family that, you know, you can go to for support. Maybe not, but you can do all of these things yourself. You can find reasons to be a better person and feel better for yourself. And you should never be brought down by others who would wish, especially people who are supposed to be more mature than you and older than you, and you're supposed to look to as for almost a sense of guidance to see the way maybe you ought to be living. When they let you down like that, it gobsmacks me. It's like, so yeah, you know, no pun intended with the topic at hand, don't sweat these cretins who are going to treat others like that, because eventually they'll be put in their place. Karma is a swift motherfucker, frankly, and it'll find their way to them. And yeah, if you have things that you feel like are holding you back or frustrating to you, your appearance, you know, if you have a problem that causes body odor, if you know, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's the person inside, and it's how you conduct yourself as that person that truly matters. And you're not alone if you get picked on, if you get disliked, if you have names hollered at you. And those people who are doing those things, the time will come for them. So yeah, just wanted to vent with this video because it's a long time coming, and people like that just really, even without obsessing about it, you know, if I don't vent and I get it off my shoulders and the frustration, then I will hold it and I will keep it in tow, and that's not a good way to live, you know. You just vent, get it off your chest, and move on.